A cop thinks he's nabbed his guy, but this suspect, he's about to flip the script. Turns out he's one of the country's top prosecutors. Footsteps pound through the parking garage, bouncing off cold concrete walls near the Fulton County Courthouse. Officer Daniel Hayes clutches his radio, voice cutting through the static. "He's got him," he says. "Suspect matches the description. Dead on." Confidence drips from every word. His eyes flick to the man he's holding. Tall, black. Rocking a sharp charcoal suit, gripping a leather briefcase like it's his shield. Hayes tightens his hold even though the guy doesn't flinch. Those calm, steady eyes lock onto the cop. "You're making a mistake," he tells him, voice low, firm, unshaken. Hayes just smirks, shooting a glance at his partner standing there, brow furrowed, unsure. "Court'll figure it out," he fires back, brushing it off. "What's the crime?" "Petty thefts tearing through Midtown Atlanta. The profile? Tall black male, early 40s. That's it. That's all Hayes needs to roll with. Hayes doesn't clock it. The guy's slick look, that cool, steady vibe, it doesn't click. To him, this is just another crook pulling the innocent act. They move toward the courthouse, tension crackling in the air. Hayes keeps one hand hovering over his holster, braced for the guy to make a run for it. But he doesn't budge. He strides forward, calm as steel, eyes sweeping across Atlanta's buzzing streets. No hint of fear, no flicker of rage. Inside, the courthouse hums with energy. Chairs scrape as folks settle in, watching Hayes march the man toward the bench. Whispers ripple through the crowd. Someone mutters that it looks like Hayes bagged another one. But this guy, he's unfazed. Steps right up to the judge and leans in close to Hayes. "You're gonna regret this," he warns, voice so low it's almost a whisper, but it lands heavy, a dare hanging in the silence. Hayes just smirks, tossing back a cocky, "We'll see about that." The man steps up to face the court, and something shifts. That bold stride, those piercing eyes. They scream, "This isn't your average bust." The courtroom buzzes, low murmurs rolling through the air. Officer Hayes stands there, chest puffed out, acting like he's just reeled in the big one. Across from him, the accused stays quiet, briefcase still in his grip, polished shoes catching the glare of those stark fluorescent lights. An older judge, face etched with exhaustion, flips through papers and shoots a look at Hayes. He tells him to lay out the case. Hayes steps up, clearing his throat, voice thick with swagger. "Your Honor," he says, "this guy's the match. Tall black male, early 40s, straight from witness reports on those Midtown Atlanta thefts last week. Perfect fit." He's selling it hard, but the words land heavy, almost desperate. The judge quirks an eyebrow, shifts his gaze to the man, asks him to state his name. Briefcase hits the floor, tie gets a quick tug, and he stands there, cool as ice. "My name's James Carter," he says. "Federal Prosecutor, Department of Justice." Silence slams the room. His words hit like a gavel, heavy, sinking into every corner. Hayes's smirk flickers just for a split second before he pulls it back. He steps up, telling the judge this guy's job doesn't mean squat to the charges. But Carter's eyes lock onto him, sharp, unrelenting. He fires back. "It matters," he says, "because it shows how reckless this cop's move was. Nabbed him off a flimsy description, nothing solid to back it up." You can feel the air tighten, thick with tension. Carter doesn't shout, but his voice carries weight, pulling every ear in the place. The judge eases back, fingers laced, watching the scene unfold like a slow-burn thriller. Hayes? He's off his game now. Thought this would be a quick slam dunk, another easy win to toss on the pile. But this guy in front of him, he's not just law smart, he's the law itself. Still, Hayes isn't ready to fold. Not yet. The judge raps his gavel, soft but firm, cutting off the courtroom's hum. His eyes bounce between Carter and Hayes, brow creasing. He asks Carter if he's calling this bust a sham. Carter doesn't blink. Baseless, he says. That's putting it light. Stopped him cold leaving work for lunch, just him and his briefcase. Taps it for effect. Asked Hayes why, and all he got was matches the description. No proof, no reason, just a hunch. Hayes fidgets, boots scuffing the floor, and jumps in fast. He tells the judge those witness reports, multiple ones, back him up. It's not guessing, he insists, it's chasing leads. Carter wheels around, facing him square. Calm on the surface, but his eyes burn with steel. Chasing leads, he says. More like leaning on stereotypes. Did Hayes dig deeper, ask for anything solid, or just grab the first black guy in a suit he spotted? Gasps ripple out, sharp and quick. Hayes' jaw locks, words tripping over themselves. He stammers that it's not fair. Fair, Carter cuts in, voice lifting just enough to own the room. He asks if Hayes has any clue how often guys like him get stopped, grilled, cuffed, just for matching some vague sketch. His whole career's been about justice, he says. And what Hayes pulled today, it's the opposite. The judge throws up a hand, shutting it down. Enough, he snaps, firm but curious underneath. He nods at Carter. Keep going, he says, but keep it tight. Carter steps up, presence filling the space. This isn't just a mix-up, he tells the judge. It's a crack exposing the rot in the system. Assumptions over facts. Bias over reason. Innocent people pay the price. Silence blankets the room. Even the skeptics up front lean in now. Hooked. Hayes? His swagger's gone, shrinking into a cornered stance. Carter's not done. His next move? It's about to shake the judge's whole world. Years of routine on the line. He straightens his tie, takes a slow, deep breath, letting the moment sink in, heavy over the courtroom. His eyes lock on to Hayes, pinning him. He asks the officer to spill it. What exactly did those witnesses say? Hayes falters, peeking at his notes. Tall black male, early 40s, dark jacket, he mumbles, voice fading low. Carter's brow lifts. That's it? No scars, no quirks, no real clues, just a blurry outline that could tag half the city? Hayes stays quiet, and that silence screams. The air gets thick, electric, as Carter swings back to the judge. This is the mess, he says. Fuzzy descriptions turn into lazy cop work. No digging, just quick calls that slam black men hardest. The judge keeps his poker face, but those fingers tapping the bench, they're thinking hard. He asks Carter if he's hinting at something bigger than this one bust. Carter doesn't flinch. Hinting? No, he says. I'm telling it straight. He turns to the room, voice reaching every corner. He's seen it too many times. Kids nabbed for standing somewhere wrong, dads cuffed while their kids watch, all because someone figured they look shady. Carter presses harder. How many of those cases even hit a courtroom? How many lives get wrecked, torn apart by sloppy guesses? Hayes squirms, his cocky edge gone, swapped for a jittery unease. Carter's not just clearing his name. He's ripping apart the ground Hayes stands on. He spins back to the officer, asks him point blank if he knew he was a federal prosecutor when he got nabbed. Hayes' face goes red. No, he admits, voice small. Exactly, Carter snaps back, cool but cutting like a blade. Hayes didn't ask, didn't check ID, didn't double-check a damn thing, just ran on gut, and that gut wasn't chasing justice, it was chasing bias. The room freezes, dead quiet, save for a faint shuffle in the back. Carter lets it hang, thick and heavy, then turns to the judge. He's not out for blood, he says. He wants accountability. If this can happen to him, a federal prosecutor, no one's safe. The judge leans in, eyes narrowing, gears turning. This isn't wrapping up soft. He eases back, stare locking onto Hayes. Asks the officer if he's got anything left to say. Hayes gulps, swagger long gone, voice cracking. He was just doing his job, he stammers. Didn't mean any harm. Carter jumps in, slicing through the stumble. If that's your procedure, he says, then it's high time we rethink the whole playbook. The judge lifts a hand, stopping Carter cold. He tells him to let Hayes finish. Hayes flicks his eyes to the judge. Then Carter, words stumbling out. He thought he was just doing his job, he says. Never meant to single anyone out wrong. Carter gives a slow nod, face easing up, but his voice holds firm. That's the catch, he tells Hayes. Bias doesn't wave a flag. It hides in your gut, masks itself as routine. But the fallout, it's real. It's brutal. The courtroom sits frozen, Carter's words settling like dust after a blast. He turns to the gallery, speaking past them, reaching anyone who'll ever hear this tale. His whole career's been a fight, he says, for a system that's fair, not just for the right look or the right address, but no fixed sticks if we keep dodging the truth. The judge cuts in, throat clearing sharp. Carter's made his case, he says. What's the fix? Carter pauses, picking his words like they're gold. Vengeance isn't his game, he says. Accountability is. Hayes needs to see the damage, not just to him, but to the system he's sworn to uphold. Hayes's face flushes red, but he doesn't push back. His eyes drop to his hands, the weight of it all crashing down. Carter keeps going, voice steady, brimming with purpose. He calls this a turning point, not just for Hayes, but for every soul in the room. If we don't face our biases head on, he warns, they'll keep rotting justice from the inside out. The judge exhales slow, gavel resting easy in his grip. His eyes sweep the space, pausing on Carter, then Hayes, then the hushed crowd. This isn't just some botched arrest, he starts, voice solid yet tinged with thought. It's about the core of what we stand for, here, in this room, and out there in the world. He zeroes in on Hayes, who's staring at the floor now. He tells him his moves today show a shaky grip on judgment. Hayes might have thought he was playing by the rules, but skipping hard evidence, leaning on a half-baked description, that's a dodge of the law's backbone. Hayes gives a faint nod, lips tight, staying quiet. The judge shifts to Carter. He praises his cool head, his knack for digging into the real mess here. But he's not blind to the fire and frustration brewing underneath. Carter took a personal hit and flipped it into a wake-up call for everyone. Carter tilts his head, a quiet nod, taking it in. The judge leans in, eyes cutting through the air. He lays it down for Hayes. Mandatory training on bias and community ties, plus a written sorry to Carter, signed and sealed. On top of that, he's telling the Atlanta PD to rethink their game plan on locking folks up with nothing but shaky descriptions. The room stirs, a quiet wave rolling through. Some swap quick looks, others nod slow, like this call's been a long time coming. Hayes lifts his gaze to Carter, regret and defeat mixing in his stare. He mumbles an apology, soft, rough around the edges, but real. Carter doesn't jump to answer. He sizes Hayes up for a beat, then gives a small nod. Hopes it's a lesson that sticks, he says, for Hayes, for the whole system he's part of. People start filing out, but Carter holds his ground, presence filling the space even as it thins. A reporter steps up, mic ready, asks him what he's got to say about today. Carter locks eyes with the camera, voice steady, ringing true. Justice isn't a finish line, he says. It's a road, one we've all got to walk, tearing down the systems and biases dragging us back. No looking away. We've got to step up. The reporter drops the mic and Carter turns, briefcase swinging in his grip. He steps out, sunlight spilling over the courthouse steps, washing him in gold as he moves. You can see the day's weight on him, heavy but not crushing. He knows this isn't the finish line, just a single stride towards something massive. One cop faced the music today, sure, but Carter's clear-eyed about it. The justice fight still got miles to go. He heads down those steps, and a small crowd's waiting. Some tip their heads, quiet respect in their eyes. Others murmur, buzzing over what just went down. Carter stops for a second, staring out at Atlanta streets. Cars rolling, life churning like nothing epic just happened. But he's not fooled. Change, even the tiny sparks, ignites in moments like this. Not with big talk or overnight overhauls. It's about calling shots, making systems own their cracks, one hard-fought case at a time. Today's a win, no doubt, but it's just the first marker on a long, winding haul. In the dim glow of the Fulton County Courthouse, James Carter didn't just step out from the shadow of a mistake. He ignited a flame. This isn't just a tale of one man facing down an error. It's a call echoing through the halls of justice, cutting across the bustling streets of Atlanta, straight to every heart that still believes in what's right. You who've seen the years roll by like a quiet river, listen close. Justice isn't a gift handed down from above. It's a road we carve together, step by step, choice by choice. Don't let bias dim the light inside you. Stand up, ask questions, demand truth, like Carter did. One man, one moment, shook a system to its core. Now it's your turn. Look in the mirror. Look at the world around you. Action doesn't have to be grand. A word, a nod, a hand extended. Because change starts here, with us. Justice is a journey, not a finish line. Take that step together. The road is ours to walk,